Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome once again. Session number 507. And it's so nice to see all you punctual people, bang on time. And as we wait for your friends to join, I think it's a good idea if you may want to share something about what's been happening with you in the last 2 days. We've shared some very powerful distinctions and questions that would empower you. So what has been actually happening and what's opening up for you? So anything else you'd like to start with? Yeah, Priya.
I started exercising every day and making my plan कि सुबह मैं उठ के सीधे एक्सरसाइज करूँ उसके लिए मुझे रात में क्या क्या प्रेपरेशन करनी है. So I do the preparation day before sleeping and फिर उठ के मैं फटाफट से एक्सरसाइज कर लेती हूँ. This is what I do.
Okay.
So basically I started managing my time and this is all what I'm doing.
Congratulations. So that gives you more time to create.
Yes, it does. Also, there's a lot of awareness coming in कि where am I wasting my time? What all I'm thinking when I'm with people? If I'm enjoying it or not? And when I'm not enjoying it, I just say it to them कि यार, this is too much. Like, this is beyond my capacity. I'm not gonna, move further with this conversation or work. I'm not gonna do this work for you. Pehle I used to do that. Now I just don't. Like, ये मेरा work limit से बाहर है, I'm not going to do that.
Wow. Yes. Interesting. So those who were not there for the last 2 days, they must be thinking that we've done some time management session. Did we do a time management session? No.
No, we didn't.
So what did we do that you have this sudden insights and you started managing your time?
We were working on intention, good intention, bad intention, and other things as well.
Okay. So Shakti, you want to add something to it? What is it that we've been doing in the last 2 days that suddenly Priya started working on managing herself and her time?
We have talked about this interferers, also the mental housekeeping. We did that very detailed session. So following that, what I did yesterday, I practiced Hopunova for the incompletion because that is keeping in my mind a lot of stuff. So I went and did a lot of clearing as well as Hopunova exercise. That's big change. I feel that's so relaxed now, sir. Thank you so much.
So you started working on completion. Yes, Priya?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
My bad. It was interference, not intention. Sorry.
All right, great. Thank you very much for sharing it. Okay, anybody else? You'd like to add anything to it? Yes, Nidhi. Go ahead.
So I am working on a lot of closings and new openings. That is the approach I have, and that is what has come energetically to me. So I am completing a lot of stuff, and I'm making use of the coming opportunities to open new things, whether it's professionally or it's family related or anything. So it is a lot of closings and a lot of new openings.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. So while we wait for our other stalwarts to join, anybody else wants to say anything? Gautam, good morning. Oh, wow. Today we've got Kuldeep joining us also. Very nice. Niti and Shakti, would you help me by admitting people as they join? Okay. Okay, so let's get started again on session number 507. And what are we doing here? we are helping you to create a life of ease, joy, and glory. Isn't that wonderful? Every morning that we come here. So yesterday you discovered that one of the things that we've been doing, and we've been doing it for a long time, is dealing with your interferers. See, the interferers do not allow you to have a life of ease, joy, and glory. So in different every morning when you come here, we are dealing with some interferer or the other and free you up so that you can have a life of ease, joy, and glory. Okay? So that's the purpose, eventually, to have a life of ease, to have a life of joy, to have a life of glory. That's what we are working for. And how do we do that? We do many things. We have conversations, we have questions, we make you think. People don't like to think, they love to listen to lectures. So you can listen to a lecture and nod your head and say, yeah, this is very good. But when we ask you to think, that's when the breakthroughs take place. So we are provoking you. Why are we provoking you to think? So that you can have a life of ease, and you can have a life of joy, and you can have a life of glory. Right? And remember one thing. It does not take any effort at all for us to shift into the default mode. The automatic way of living mode. So we need to constantly shift out of it so we can get into a create mode. Now, when we get into a create mode, magic happens. As Gautam will be able to tell you, Gautam ji started shifting into create mode. Certain miracles started to happen. He lost his fear. He started participating in his business. It is growing. It is thriving. Why? Because he got out of the default mode. I got out of my default mode in 1982, and I discovered that it keeps coming back in different shapes and forms. Human beings are like great garbage collectors. So we have a bath, and then you have to have a bath every day, sometimes even twice a day, depending on how much of kachara you picked up, isn't it? So keep on shifting, and this is a conscious act. If you start noticing what you're doing, if your awareness is high, you will immediately know, now I'm in the default mode, let me get out of it. Okay. What else do? We dissipate all the negativity that we pick up. There's nothing you can do about it, no? Because it's going on, go on bombarding you. Reddy Garu, good morning. Kunayan, good morning. So what we can do is come here every morning, take our help and this community's help, and dissipate that negativity. And instead of adding more negativity to the world, you can send out ripples of positivity. There is an old saying which says, as you give, so shall you receive. If you send out waves of positivity, they are going to come back to you. So you'll have the pleasure of thriving in a world which is supportive rather than competitive. If you notice today, it's all about competition. It's all about every man for himself. If you drive on the roads in Kolkata or Delhi or anywhere in India, you will see default mode is every man for himself. Red light, no red light, traffic rules, no rules, doesn't matter. Every man for himself. And what they forget is, they forget to be selfish. When I use the word selfish, it means be selfish, take care of yourself, because you are important to you. Be selfish, take care of your family, because your family is important to you. Be selfish, take care of the world around you, because you live in it. Now this you will start to do when you realize, okay, listen, instead of becoming negative like all the other people, like one fellow, I told him, why are you throwing this bottle out of the window? So he says, why are you telling me, sir? You tell that fellow in the Mercedes who also does the same thing, sir. So instead of following positive examples, we went on, we keep on justifying our negative actions by saying everybody is doing it. That is the impact of the negativity on us. You getting it? So we can counter it, and we will. Now, instead of wasting your time on complaining, blaming, and resisting, if we train our mind to always see possibilities, what do you think your life will look like? That's why I always tell people, don't come and tell me why something cannot be done. Don't come and tell me why this is not possible. Go and find out how to make it possible. So we are those kind of people. We say, hello, we will find out how to make it possible. We don't believe in this is not possible and that's not possible. We believe in how to make it possible. Will it happen immediately? Maybe not. Maybe it will take a little more time. Okay. Now, many of you know that it's easy to learn things. It's very difficult to implement them. Have you thought why it is difficult to implement them? Because our conditioned, automatic, habitual way of being is very hard to change. But if you choose to, then it's not hard to change. Like little things, I'm so proud of, Priya, that now she had a realization yesterday. She went into action. She took preemptive actions to make sure that she could get up in the morning and have the time to do her exercise. Otherwise, her big because is, what should I do? I have to prepare breakfast in the morning. I have to go to college. So she did some preemptive planning to make sure that she's able to do what she chooses to do. So the moral of the story, my dear friends, is if you choose to do something, if you choose to change a habit, you can always find a way to do it. And as a very famous man, Dr. Edward de Bono, used to say, possibilities are always there, but we do not see them. Possibilities for what? Possibilities for action, possibilities for fulfilling your commitments, possibilities for being in action, possibilities for fulfilling your dreams. All those possibilities are there. I promise you guys, you give up two things, give up judging and give up resisting. If you give up judging, resisting will not happen only. You will be in allowance. And when you are in allowance, creation becomes easy and creation becomes possible. But as long as you're judging, okay, as long as you're resisting, there is no time whatsoever for creation. You don't even believe that it's possible, So I hope you remember this, and I'll remind you every day, Gravity reminds you every day, beta, I'm there. Don't try to fly without wings. You will fall down. So every time you fall down, what is it? What's going on? Gravity reminding you, I'm there. Don't try to ignore me. Likewise, remember, give up judgment. Remember, stop resisting. Start choosing. Become a possibility seeker. And we will increase our focus and energy. Now, if you look at all the sessions that we are doing, there are a couple of things happening over here. We are working with you at the level of your mind. We are working with you at the level of your body. We are working with you at the level of your emotions. These are the three things which we are very, very conscious about. What we are not conscious about is that you are an infinite energy being. All right? And the work we do directly or indirectly, subtly or otherwise, is to work on your energy being. Okay? So that when you are able to raise your level of your consciousness, everything in your life is going to change. Obviously, we don't want it to change for the worst, no? Kunayan साहब 7:20 पे मीटिंग को लॉक कर दिया जाए. So we've got another 6 minutes. So we are working with you on the energetic level as well. So let's talk about that today. Okay. For many of you who have not been with me for a very long time, I think you need to learn this. And those who have been there with me for a long time, you need to revise it. So I thought that's the topic going to be for today. Now, it's been known for a long time that well-being and productivity go together, correct? So when we work with your mind, body, and emotions, what are we trying to do? Increase your well-being. Yeah. When you increase your well-being, stress level goes down. When the stress level goes down, your mind is more playful. You're able to see more possibilities. So you are free to choose to put your attention where you want, right? When you're stressed, what happens? Your attention is fixed on something. When you're stressed, your attention is fixed on something which is not so good for you, like in being angry or upset or whatever it is that you do. When well-being comes, playfulness comes, you are free, you're supple, you're agile, you can put your attention where you want. That's why well-being and productivity goes together. Not only that, well-being means you're healthy also, no? If you're able to maintain mental, physical, emotional, energetic equanimity, don't you think everything in your life will be happening with ease and joy? That's the purpose, no? So research has proven this. Organizations worldwide recognize it, right? It is a very well-known fact that a happy individual is a healthier person and he builds a happy family, happy workplace, and a happy society. Are we not all interested in that? So we are going to talk to you about something called the spiritual quotient. When we talk about raising your consciousness means, in other words, something which you may recognize is called raising your spiritual quotient. What's that? It is a measure of a person's spiritual acumen. All right. How much you have grown energetically. Now you know what is IQ, right? Intelligence quotient is about cognition, cognitive intelligence. EQ looks at emotional intelligence, the emotional power of a person. And the SQ looks at the spiritual power of a person. Now this, my dear friends, is an element we've been working on quite a lot. So I do it directly or indirectly with you. I keep working with you on the energetic level. A lot of scientific studies being done on this. How does raising your spiritual quotient help you? All right. Why? Number one, as a human being, we are dealing with problems all the time. Okay. See, any realistic person will say, okay, problems are definitely going to be there. Anything which is out of ordinary, we call it problem. Okay, na? Anything which is vichitra, we will call it a problem. Anything which my habit is not knowing how to deal with, I will call it a problem. See, we are so habit-driven people that anything which comes up, which my habits are not able to deal with, I will call it a problem. So sad. Can you escape problems? No, you cannot. So what happens is that when you raise your spiritual consciousness, it helps you becoming more flexible and analyzing tough situations. All right? When you are able to have an awareness and you're able to see things with a different perspective, completely different perspective, when you're not having a stuck point of view, you will naturally analyze it in a better way and find out better solutions. Na? And then you will naturally understand their causes. At least one of the things I'm discovering, and I want to share this with you, you will discover you are causing it most of the time. You are causing it with your own interpretations. You're causing it with your point of view. You're causing it because you get You stick, unconsciously with certain things, and you attract certain things. When I have been working with people long enough to see that there are certain patterns, which happens, and they keep on happening until they are able to break it. I don't want to remind you. I'm sure you remember the patterns that you have in your life. Like I have a friend, he'll go down into deep shit, okay? I mean, he's in really bad state everywhere. Then he'll become very contrite, very humble. He will come and ask you for help, okay? And then you'll help him. And then, even though he's not completely out of the problem, little bit of success he will get, and suddenly he'll become arrogant. And then he will give out vibrations that I don't require you anymore. So the people who are trying to help him will abandon him. And this is a pattern which keeps on repeating in his life, okay? So he will come to the pinnacle, but he will not reach the peak. You understand? He will build and then fall down all over again. But that's a pattern that he has. Now you need to find out. Some people have health patterns which keep repeating themselves. Some people have emotional patterns. Some people have financial patterns. So I do not know what yours is. But when you raise your spiritual level, your spiritual consciousness, you'll find that your life will get altered. Many of your patterns will be destroyed. Why? Because now you will no longer be in the default mode. You will be in the create mode. Obviously, in life, you want to choose the best alternatives, right? Have you noticed that when you take a reactive action, it's not necessarily the right alternative? Something happens and you immediately react in a particular way and take some action, and it makes things worse. Have you noticed that? It's not really the best alternative because you did it without sufficient thinking. So the biggest benefit that you will have when you keep on working with your, consciousness is that you will get inputs from beyond the five senses. I'm sorry to say, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, our five senses are quite limited here. Even, quantum physicists are beginning to find out how limited they are. Now, somebody's mic is unmuted. Can you please mute it? So you guys with me so far? Do you have any questions or anything? Am I going too fast? Am I making sense to you? If I'm making sense to you, say yes in the chat box. That will give some time for people to digest what I've been saying so far. Okay, Ashokji, thank you very much. So all those who have done the bars class with me and the foundation class with me, you must understand that that's the place where we've been working with you on. Okay, and the more you practice it, the more you are going to raise your consciousness. Ashokji, you are wanting to say something, sir?
No, I raised hand that I understood that.
Okay. Thank you. Kuldeepji, good morning. Nice to see you here. After a long gap.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Are you all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, great. So let's continue. So let's quickly look at our present way of operating. Sorry to rub your nose in it. You know it very well what you're doing in the present. So a lot of effort, okay? Lot of struggle, unnecessary conflict. A tiny thing can become a conflict, as you might have noticed. Why did you keep this thing here? Why did you not keep it over there? Conflict. Why are you sitting like this? Conflict. Is that the way to talk? Conflict. Why do you keep getting irritated all the time? Conflict. Hyperactivity. Some people are hyperactive, they're jumping around all over the place, but not producing much. Reaction, you know very well. Resistance, you know very well. Anxiety, you know quite well. I mean, people are really funny, when things are going well, then also they are anxious. Why are you anxious, my friend? Hello, how long will this good period in my life last? Ye khushi kitne din rahegi? They are anxious about that. When things are not going well, then also they are anxious. This is like, they say, peene wale ko peene ka bahana chahiye. I think people just want some reason to be anxious and upset. दुखी होने वालों को दुखी होने का बहाना चाहिए. Worry, uncertainty. I love Helen Keeler, a deaf and blind lady. She used to say, security is a superstition. It doesn't exist for man. Life is a daring adventure or nothing. Hello, life is uncertain. There is no certainty in life. We only have an illusion that there is some certainty and we want to hold on to it. You know how much fear we have about this thing? God knows what is going to happen tomorrow. Yeah, God knows what's going to happen tomorrow. No, trust him. So do you have peak performance without stress? Maybe some of you do. Do you have both happiness and productivity? I'm sure that some of you do. Do you have relationships that empower you? I'm sure you have some relationships that do. So let's look at this beautiful chart here, okay? Some of you are familiar with it. This is from a book written by Dr. David Hawkins. He's a scientist, PhD scientist, who studied consciousness, measured consciousness, calibrated consciousness at different levels. Are you able to see this diagram clearly? So there are things written on this side which are more clear, and there are things written on this side also. So what he's done is that he has measured consciousness from the level of 0 to 1000. Okay? 1000 is right at the top. Now, many people, most of the जिनको बोलते हैं खुराफाती लोग जो होते हैं, not so, the antisocial kind of people, they would be below this, below the level of courage. Okay? Pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, anxiety, guilt, and shame. These are the predominant emotional states you will find in people who are less than 200. Okay? And those who are less than 200, if you're very low here at the level of shame, guilt, anxiety, and grief, they'll be total inaction. You will say that he's having depression. They just don't do anything. I know some people who are just lying in the bed and staring at the ceiling for the whole day. Kuch nahi karna chahte. They don't feel happy if you crack a joke or anything. They are here. Okay? It could be due to any reasons. We are not getting into the reasons right now. The level of consciousness is very, very low. Okay? As you go higher, that's when you have this desire, anger, and pride. This is where you'll have a lot of hyperactivity. Niti, we have a mutual acquaintance who's at this level over here. So he will keep swinging from here to here.
Yes, sir.
So now when you go beyond 200, that's when the magic starts to happen in your life. Okay? Here you will get happiness and productivity. Okay? This is where you will find courage, you will find neutrality. You don't have a fixed point of view. Okay? you're willing to look at things. There is more acceptance and allowance over here. Okay? When you go above this, you are entering into level 300 or so. Okay? But below 350, there is a lot of reason. You are a very reasonable, not like accepting reasons why something cannot be done, but you're using this frontal lobe much more than anybody else does. That's why you will have peak performance without stress over here. Now, when you go beyond this, then there's a place where you're becoming a guru, right? Like people like Ravi Shankar and others, they have reached that state and dropped down from it also. Okay. You will find a lot of radiance of love coming from these people. Okay. In their presence, you feel loved. In their presence, you feel joy. In their presence, you feel peace. Now, this is where there is synchronicity. This is where you find Ichha Shakti showing up. Okay, this is where, when Goenka ji came to India from Burma without a penny in his pocket and he started Vipassana, purely on donations, which they do not even solicit. Today, they have centers in almost every big city in India. And in the world also. So those who are seriously interested in this subject can read this book. The name of the book is Power versus Force. Okay. So on this side, we are talking about consciousness level. Here we are talking about what we are experiencing in life. Now, this is a journey that I seriously embarked upon more than 15 years ago when I discovered it. No, why more than 20 years ago, actually. 2007. So how many years is that? I don't know. So this is the real work that you are doing with me, my dear friends. This is what's happening when you come every morning. That's deep level work. Yes, Neeti ji.
Sir, can you explain reason a little more for me? I am not getting the significance of that term with the description. If you could elaborate a little bit.
If I use the word clarity, that you are able to see reality from a completely different perspective.
Okay.
Freed from your prejudices, freed from your already always way of thinking, freed from your biases.
An outcome of the willingness and acceptance and allowance.
Yeah, because see, that's where creation begins to happen.
Mm-hmm. Right.
See, I tell you, all of us have the power to create just by saying so. But we don't believe in our own power, right? Here you start believing in it. Because you start seeing it, you start manifesting things. And this struggle of doing and expecting goes away. You're just making choices, doing your actions, and allowing the universe to support you with complete trust that whatever you are going to have or whatever you're going to receive is what you require at this time. It's very interesting, that I do regular coaching of senior executives. Okay. And look at the coincidence, you may call it, that when I got this dengue fever, for some strange reason, not one single appointment was booked during that 1 week or 7 days. It just I didn't have to say I'm canceling because I'm sick. You know that? It just didn't happen. So many such things you will start to see. See, many of these things, Nidhi, do you have the book?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if you read the book, every level, there is a very detailed explanation for it from the scientific observations of this man, David Hawkins. Okay. So I believe that now that you are here, most of you should have gone above 200. Why? How do I know that? Because you are coming here every morning. It's an act of courage. Okay. It's an act of courage to confront your moods. A lot of time your mood says, who the hell will get up? Yeah, same old thing every morning. Why should I go there? You know, takes courage to challenge that. Takes courage to challenge your default mode. And you're willing to do that. So let's acknowledge ourselves so that. Okay, so what we are doing is we are moving. So below 200 is force. Okay. And above 200 is power. So that's where we are moving from force to power in our life. So a little bit, I wanted to tell you about consciousness and all that. We don't need to do that right now. Do we? Do you want to know what is consciousness? If you do,
Yes, sir.
no, I want to see hands.
No, sir. Tomorrow, sir.
Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. What's the hurry? So there are two things pending. One is I have to do session on completion. I'm just thinking if I do everything here, what will I do in good to great? Maybe I should enroll you all into the good to great only. Anyways. So let's stop over here because today I basically wanted to contextualize for you what we are really doing, okay? And I hope you have a better understanding of that. Okay, now there are fast track methods of doing it. There are slow methods of doing it. I discovered access consciousness in 2019. And I jumped into it because I said, hey, this is a very fast way of moving up. Okay. Makes a lot of sense to me. So that's why I'm in it. I spend a lot of time, money, and energy to keep working on myself, and I'm sharing it all with you. Okay. Those who choose to come and participate in the programs with me, they will move to another level. But in any case, you're getting enough from me. So it's a matter of choice. All right, guys. So anything anybody wants to say before we move on? Say or ask. Otherwise, Kuldeep ji, आपकी शायरी हम बहुत दिनों से मिस कर रहे हैं.
Sir, चार लाइनें कहता हूं कि हर पल में प्यार और हर लम्हे में खुशी. हर पल में प्यार है, हर लम्हे में खुशी है. खो दो तो यादें हैं और जी लो तो जिंदगी.
Wow. Can you translate that also, sir?
Every moment has love. Every moment has got happiness. If we lose it, then it's all memory. And if we live it, that is life.
Wow. Thank you for that nice share. And Kunan Saab, let's listen to your share. Babbar share.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I just wanted to ask one question, sir.
Why not to?
Normally it happens. Hesitation is a personality trait. Sometimes I do hesitate. It's the inability to take action, or I don't know. I would like to understand a bit if you can quickly. Why do we hesitate?
How can I answer that? Different people hesitate for different reasons. Some people hesitate when it comes to spending money, you know. Even after deciding that they want to spend it, they will hesitate for a week or 10 days. Why would they do that? And see what's wrong with hesitation. So my thought on this is sometimes because we hesitate when we should not, we miss opportunities. Now I can only make a guess. The biggest reason why people hesitate is that they do not trust themselves. See, I am making a choice and I'm trusting my choice. And I'm trusting that whatever outcome is there, I'll take it. Then will you hesitate? Hesitation probably, I'm not certain about you or whatever, probably comes when we want to be certain about the outcome. And we are wasting our time thinking कि भाई outcome आएगा नहीं आएगा गलत ना हो जाए ये वो ठीक है ना. On the other hand, you make a choice and then you go for it. See, the problem with hesitation is you're sitting on the fence. Na is par, na us par. You're not going this way, so either you say no, and that's the end of the story. And you say yes, and that's the end of the story. The problem with hesitation is you are causing dissonance inside yourself. You're causing stress in yourself because you're not making a choice this way or that way. That is my response to your question.
Yeah, I got it, sir. And I'm resonating with the band of courage. So when I have that courage, then we cross that.
You have it. I mean, there is no doubt on that. You've crossed the band of courage long time back. Don't underestimate yourself.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Courage से तो भैया ऊपर उठ चुके हो आप. अब आप शेर भी अर्ज कर दो यार.
जी अर्ज किया है लेकिन दो हाथ खड़े हो चुके हैं अगर आप इजाजत.
कौन से हाथ खड़े हो गए? आई एम नॉट एबल टू सी.
शांति मैम एंड नीति मैम.
ओके नीति मैम.
Sir, talking about hesitation, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a positive side also when we look at something and we are hesitating to move ahead because somewhere at the back of our mind, we are not convinced that we have done enough research to take up this path.
That's exactly what I was saying.
So there's a positive side also to hesitation. Where
Really?
it is ringing an alarm in your mind. If you take it as an alarm or if you get overpowered by it, that is where the positive negative would come.
No, I don't agree with you for the simple reason. See, when you want to make a decision where you should be making a choice.
Okay.
See, that kind of thinking is based on a premise that whatever your logical reasoning is going to guarantee you some outcome. Isn't it?
Yes.
It's based on that premise. So I need more time to think, I need more inputs, blah, 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 as though you can guarantee the outcome with more inputs. But if you look into life, and I think we are all experienced over here, with all our logical thinking and decision making, how much certainty has ever been there as far as the outcomes are concerned? Nahi na?
No.
So I don't have a problem. I'm saying either you say, no, I don't want to do it. That's also hesitation over. Or you say, I choose to do it. The problem is if you are hanging in the middle. Because until you make that choice, you are feeling stress and you are getting upset. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. And Shantiji. And who was the third person also we had?
Sir, hesitation is resistance. We are resisting the possibility. We don't want to come out of our comfort zone. Because beyond that comfort zone, we become adventurous. We don't want to accept that adventure.
Yeah.
So there's hesitation.
Yeah, it's like if you've been on a roller coaster, you go to Abu Dhabi, they have this huge roller coaster over there, right? Before you go on that roller coaster, there is a lot of hesitation. The moment you decide to step on it and sit on it, then there is no hesitation anymore, right? Then you are accepting whatever. How many of you been to that roller coaster over there, the huge one? Hunain, have you been there? Abu Bakr, you live there. Have you been in it? It's a beautiful place. You should go visit that place. What's it called?
Yeah. No, that is
We had gone there, no? It's a huge, adventure park kind of a thing that they made. Ferrari. Yeah, you go on that roller coaster, you'll have a time of your life,
Yeah, actually, it is near to me only, but I have been not there.
Take your children and go, no?
Right.
Give them a fun day. Give up your hesitation. Sometimes, something is right next door and we don't go. So I had to come all the way from India to tell you, no, a nice place, please go there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you wanted to say something, Abu Bakr?
Yes, sir. Yeah. When you say that stop judgments and resistance, so I believe I am the person. I almost stop judgments and also what are the acceptance, getting new things. I am not resisting. But the thing is, where I am living all the day, all the surroundings are right opposite. Like even my family, I called my wife to listen this conversation. So whatever I say, whatever I have some ideas, the first comments I am getting no. Then only she will start. Okay, well, let us think, and that also there is option. So the second and third is only coming to the positive, but the first, the word or the action is resistance or judgments.
When we were children, no, you ask anything from your parents, they'll say no.
Yes.
So that becomes programmed, no?
No, in that first word, no, that is affecting us.
Yeah. Why don't you say in a positive way? I am allowing that to affect me.
Okay.
And a second thing which you can also start looking at, my friend, is that am I causing it? Sometimes I don't want to hesitate, so I get it through others. So I can always say what to do because they are not supporting me. I want to do everything. I am very adventurous, So we are eliciting this kind of a response so that we can justify to ourselves by blaming. And usually we blame the wife only for everything. She does not let me do this. She does not let me do that. But what the wife is very smart, she's able to pick up your own doubts, your doubts and hesitation. She's picking up. Your lack of confidence, she's picking it up. And then she's doubting it and he's saying so many things, but he never does it. Is he going to do it this time also? He's only saying.
Correct. Yeah.
See, you have given them all that evidence in your life, no? People are picking up the signals which you gave. And don't forget one thing, the biggest well-wisher you have in your life is who? That is why she's called better half, But we don't listen to that better half.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? So you can you ask your wife, she'll say, no, you come, I will do a session with you every morning. Why you are going over there?
Yeah.
Sorry, boss. I'm not trying to discourage you from asking questions. All right. So that's the end of today's session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Wonderful, magnificent. Remember who you are. Wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human beings. You deserve to be loved and respected for who you are. So see you tomorrow morning for another wonderful session.
जाते जाते कुछ सुन लीजिए शायरी.
अरे हाँ, शायरी तो बोलना ही भूल गए. Oh.
दरअसल it's related to today's consciousness. अर्ज क्या है कि हर्फ is a word.
Yeah.
हर्फ रट कर भी आगे नहीं मिलती. आगे is the knowledge. तो हर्फ रट कर भी आगे नहीं मिलती. आग नाम रखने से रोशनी नहीं मिलती.
वाह वाह वाह.
आग नाम रखने से रोशनी नहीं मिलती. आदमी से इंसान तक आओगे तो समझोगे, आदमी से इंसान तक आओगे तो समझोगे, क्योंकि चिराग के नीचे रोशनी नहीं मिलती।
वाह 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 वाह,
चिराग
can you
के
repeat
नीचे
that?
रोशनी नहीं मिलती।
वाह वाह वाह, एक बारी और, I mean this is too good.
So we have to raise the consciousness, there is no other option. So एक बार और,
एक बार और,
हर्फ हर्फ रट कर भी आगे ही नहीं मिलती।
yeah, just by mugging up some words you are not going to move forward in life.
आग नाम रखने से रोशनी नहीं मिलती।
Yeah, just by calling fire fire you're not going to get the light from it.
आदमी से इंसान तक आओगे तो समझोगे,
When you become a human instead of just a man,
क्यों चिराग के नीचे रोशनी नहीं मिलती।
you will understand why you don't have any light under the lamp.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very evocative. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope the translation did justice to what you said.
Yes, sir. Perfect.
My
Yeah.
wife says it does not do justice to what he said. So you only translated, yeah.
No, sir, you have translated very nicely. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a
Thank-
nice holiday. Today is your shutti, isn't it?
Yes, sir. For me, it's
Okay, great, good. Have fun, all you Dubai walas. That is why Mr. Vetrivel is missing. He must be getting about somewhere. All right, bye. God bless you.
stay safe, stay blessed all. Bye.